Building good habits is the cornerstone of living a more fulfilling life that you are happy with. Whether your goal is to get a better physique, get more money, get more girls, get more friends, pretty much whatever your goal is, you have to build good habits first in order to get there. Something that people tend to leave out though is that good habits are not built overnight. For example, let's say your daily routine looks something like this. You go to bed at about 4 in the morning, you wake up at 1 p.m. You start your day, you drink a cup of coffee, drink an energy drink, whatever it might be, and then you play Xbox for the next 3 hours of your day. After that's said and done, your first meal of the day, you just go to McDonald's because you don't feel like cooking yourself a meal. You pretty much get no work done, no learning done, no reading done, nothing really productive throughout your day. You're not really working out. You spend 10 hours a day on your phone. Midnight rolls around, you feel highly unfulfilled, and then you just watch some YouTube or TikTok until about 4 in the morning, and the same cycle repeats itself. If this is what your lifestyle consists of, it would be highly unrealistic, even after watching this video, that you're gonna start getting up at 6 in the morning, reading, journaling, meditating, eating a super clean diet. You have under 1 hour of screen time on your phone. You go work out 2 times in a day, 1 time weightlifting, 1 time cardio. You do 10 hours of online work trying to make extra money. Even if this is your goal and something you want to realistically build to, it is almost impossible to make that change overnight. But what you could do is start slowly progressing yourself there. Instead of getting up at 1 p.m., get up at noon or get up at 11 a.m. Instead of eating 4 unhealthy meals a day, try to eat 1 healthy meal a day. If you're not working out at all, you don't have to go to the gym for 3 hours and then be so sore you can't move for the next 3 weeks. Just go lift for 15 or 20 minutes, go super light and get the form down. It's very good to hold yourself accountable and have high ambition and high standards for your goals, but at the same time, you need to be realistic with yourself and look at your starting point now to build up to exactly what you want in the future. The first discipline task I ever did in my entire life was lifting. I started lifting when I was about 17 years old, and the main reason I started, if you want me to be honest with you, is so I could get some more respect from guys and more attraction from girls, and I think this is the reason most people start in the gym. When I first started, I was very overweight, but over the course of 9 months, I lost about 70 pounds, and before I even knew it, I had a physique I was very proud of, and on top of that, I did start gaining more respect from men and also more attraction from women. So what advice would I give you to somebody who wants to lift? Your first couple weeks going in the gym are probably some of the most important times of your life because that's really when you start to build the habit of actually going there. Realistically, what you want to do in the first couple weeks, you could go very hard, but keep in mind, because it's your first time ever lifting, if you have a 2-hour leg day, you're straight up not going to be able to walk for the next 3 weeks and you're going to get very discouraged. So what I would recommend, the first 2-3 weeks, maybe even month you're going to the gym, go really light with everything. Bench press with just the bar. Squat with just the bar, or maybe even just pick up some dumbbells and squat. And then over time, work your way up. When you're first starting in the gym, your ideal goal is to use super light weight and just get the form down. And then once you get the form down, you start progressively overloading the weight. Pretty much what this means is just slowly going up in weight as it gets easier. So if your goal is 3 by 10 on bicep curls, you start with 15, you get the form down, and then after a couple weeks, 15s become really easy. So go up to 20, then 25, then 30, and then before you even know it, you'll start curling 50, 55, 60, and just slowly work your way up there. I promise you, if you are somebody who is overweight or underweight, lifting and retaining a good diet with it will absolutely change your life. Not even just the physical benefits of getting a better physique, getting more attraction from girls, more respect from guys. It builds you so much self-confidence, and it'll probably be your first discipline task you're doing in your life, and it kind of shows you, wow, even though I started off looking like crap, after about a year or two, I built a physique that I'm extremely proud of, and now I like to show it off to everybody, and this carries over into other aspects of life. That is probably the number one benefit of lifting, even more so than actually getting a good physique and losing or gaining weight. The second habit I recommend everybody get into is reading. Now, I remember 3 or 4 years ago, I used to be a little shit, and I used to always be like, oh, reading is just a waste of time. I'm still sitting there doing nothing. I could be better off scrolling on my phone. I wish I could go back in time and just backhand my 18-year-old self for ever saying something that stupid. Now listen, it's not completely your fault for feeling this way, because the way the school system raises you up, they have you reading really stupid, useful stuff. Nobody cares about Romeo and Juliet. Nobody cares about Beowulf. Nobody cares about Fahrenheit 451. These are all useless fictional novels. Read books on how to make money. Read books about relationships. Read books on how to make friends. Read books about how to make sales. Read books about building good habits. The first book I ever read was Atomic Habits, and I remember that book sat on my shelf for 3 months before I touched it. And then one day I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to try to get through 10 pages. After 10 pages, I could not put the book down. I finished 80 pages in that sitting. I ended up finishing the book in about a week, and that completely changed my life and gave me such a good paradigm shift in my brain that was the first thing I ever did that actually motivated me to quit vaping and smoking. I promise you, reading will absolutely change your life, but not even because of the knowledge you learn. After a good session of reading for 20, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour or two if you have better discipline, not only do you gain a lot of discipline from it, but you are so mindful after, you are so present, you feel so much less brain fog. And one of the biggest things people don't tell you about building a good habit is when you do one good habit, there's about a 99% chance it's going to snowball into another good habit. But on the other hand, if you do a bad habit, let's say instead of reading you were to scroll on TikTok for 3 hours straight, I could almost guarantee you the thing you do after that is not going to be productive. I can almost guarantee you the food you eat after that is not going to be healthy. I could almost guarantee you the things you have in your head is not how do I apply better things into my life. It's just going to be a bunch of brain fog and brain rot and all the stupid shit you're seeing on social media. If it is your first time ever reading, don't expect to sit there for 2 hours straight reading with zero brain fog. That's unrealistic. The first time you read, you're probably going to have a bunch of thoughts running through your head. You might be a little bit bored, but what I recommend to you is try to just get through 5 or 10 pages each day. And eventually in your reading, you're going to stumble across something that's very, very useful and just immediately apply it to your life. I promise you, any problem you have in your life, there is a book written about it, and somebody who is probably 30, 40, 50 years older than you that has gone through the exact same thing, and it is quite literally free knowledge for $10. 300 pages, 400, 500 pages of just free life experience knowledge for $10. That is one of the best investments you can make in your entire life. Habit number 3, it's going to be journaling. Now, journaling was something I used to also think was very stupid and very useless, also partially because of school. Because in the school system, they have you writing about really stupid, useless stuff. They would have you read a 2-page novel about a very useless subject, and they would say, okay, write a 5-page report on why this character felt this way. Or write a 5-page analysis comparing this side of the story to that side of the story. Just stupid, useful shit. When I say journaling, another way to view it as is pretty much diary. And I know it sounds like really stupid, just like, oh, only kids do that. But realistically, there's 2 types of journaling you should be doing: reflective journaling and gratitude journaling. Reflective journaling is usually a problem-based thing. When you have a problem in your life, let's say you just broke up with your girlfriend, let's say you're really unhappy, let's say you're just going through a midlife crisis, genuinely sit down, understand why this issue is making you sad or bothering you, and then try to conduct a realistic solution that you could do. It's pretty much you're reflecting on your life, taking full accountability for what you did, even if you are not in the wrong, and then trying to realistically assess a paradigm shift you need to make in your head or just a solution to add into your life to help you change this bad thing. It is highly effective, and one of the best things also is you feel very, very mindful and you feel zero brain fog after. And after you write down that type of stuff, you feel so spiritually connected to yourself and you feel like you just have so much of a deeper purpose and you feel so much more motivated to just go out there and try to apply this into your life or try to go change something in your life or finally take that next step into a habit you're going to do. Because even writing something down on a notebook, and you don't have to write it down, you could type it on your phone as well, I just prefer the pen and paper. When you write it down and you could reread it, one, it's a really cool, unique way to show yourself progress. I read my first journal entry I wrote from 2 years ago, and it's like, wow, all these problems I used to have, it's like I look back at them now and they're all gone. Even sometimes now I get so down on myself, so hard on myself. I tell myself, oh, I should be further in life. But I read this journal entry from 2 years ago and I'm just thinking, wow, back then, if I realized that I have what I have now, I would be so happy for everything that's gone on in my life. And it's such a good habit to develop. The second type of journaling is gratitude journaling, and it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Write down everything you're grateful for because you do not realize how lucky you have it. Even if you are sitting here watching this YouTube video on an iPhone, you are so blessed to be in a circumstance where you can afford an iPhone. You are so blessed to have parents. Even if they're not together, you are still blessed to have parents. You are blessed to have a chance in this world and this life. You are blessed to not be terminally ill or have a terrible disease that is significantly stunting your life. If you have a house to sleep in, if you have food on your plate every single day, these are all things to be grateful for. And the reason I say write this this down is because by the time you're done with it, you could reread it and you kind of realize, wow, everything I'm stressing about right now is quite literally a problem that hasn't even happened yet, and my life is so much better than I've realized. I know it sounds stupid and childish, but I promise you, write down one journal entry a day, even if it's just 2 or 3 sentences, and it will go a very, very long way, I promise you that. The fourth one, and this is probably going to be the most difficult one on this list, it's simply to use less social media or even delete it if you have the willpower to. I checked my phone about a month ago and my screen time was close to 9 hours a day, and I looked at my top 2 apps. It was a mobile game and TikTok. Between those 2 apps, I was spending 22 hours every 10 days on them. Think about that. I'm spending almost an entire day on my phone screen using TikTok and a mobile game. And so are many other people. That's not even that bad compared to some other people. I have some friends and some people I went to school with that straight up have like 14 hours of screen time a day, which is absolutely insane because if you're sleeping 8 hours a night, you're spending 14 out of 16 hours on your phone. Put that into perspective and really think about it. I deleted TikTok and this mobile game about a month ago, and same with YouTube. The only thing I use it for now is to find truly informational content that benefits me. And my screen time is down to about 4 hours a day, and this last month has been the most productive month of my life. I have gotten more stuff done this month than I pretty much have the entire rest of this year. Out of every discipline, this is going to be one of the hardest things to do, but I promise you, delete TikTok for one day and see how much more productive and present you are during the day. I used to be the type of person who would cope and just be like, oh, I don't even use TikTok that much. It's not even much of a distraction. The day I deleted TikTok, I counted. I went on my phone 44 times because I was just in such a routine to open my phone and go on TikToks, oh, just for 5 minutes, 44 times. And I would tell myself, oh, I don't even use TikTok that much, it's not big of a deal. I was spending well over 3 to 4 hours a day on TikTok, which now those 3 to 4 hours a day are replaced with working out, reading, journaling, meditating, just any other productive habit I could think of. Because something a lot of people don't realize is when you're going on a little dopamine detox, when you're deleting your social media, you don't want to use your phone anymore, you're still going to kind of sit there on your phone and just swipe through your apps, and it's like after so long it's just, damn, I have nothing to do. I have to go do something. I have to go socialize with people. I have to go read. I have to go work out. I have to go study. I have to go journal. I have to go do anything that's not on my phone because I don't have anything on my phone. Most people are addicted to social media without even realizing it, and it's kind of the same concept. If you were somebody who wanted to quit smoking cigarettes or vaping, you wouldn't keep a vape next to your bed and just be like, oh, I just won't hit it. I'll just keep it here. That's just not the case. You have to have it out of sight, out of mind. If you want to realistically quit using social media as much as you do, you have to just delete it off your phone. And I know it sounds like impossible and horrifying, but I promise you this will go a long way and absolutely change your life. And try it for 1 week, just 1 week, and see how much more productive your week is, I promise you. Last but certainly not least, and this is also one of the hardest things to do because you are pretty much completely diminishing your ego and showing full humility to yourself. And that is to take accountability for everything in your life. No more blaming your parents. No more blaming your friends. No more blaming how you were raised. No more blaming your ex-girlfriend. No more blaming your genetics. No more blaming anything except yourself. Understand this, even in a scenario when you're the person who gets screwed over, you could still take accountability and grow from it. A good example of this is some people break up with their girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and they will literally talk shit about them for the next 2 or 3 years of their life. What benefit are you gaining out of that? Even if your girlfriend cheated on you, I don't care. It does not matter. If you sit there and dwell on the fact of why they did it, how could they be so messed up? They're messed up in the head. They're twisted in the head. Accept that and take accountability for what you did wrong. If somebody broke up with you, you did something wrong to encourage that. If you got cheated on, you must have done something wrong because surely they saw somebody else better than you. If you are overweight, even if you have bad genetics, you're still doing something wrong because I promise you, you're not eating healthy and working out. If you are dirt broke, I could guarantee you're not working that much, you're not learning that much, you're not doing anything. If you're failing school, even though I think school is a complete scam, you're failing school because you're just not studying. Nobody in the world actually puts in the work and gets 0 results if they stick with it. You could probably think of someone you know in your life who is straight up just morbidly obese, one of the worst physiques you've ever seen in their life, and they look disgusting. And you'll talk to them and they'll be like, oh yeah, but I barely eat and I like work out every day. It's just underactive thyroid, bad genetics. Like, Come on, bro. We all know that's not true because I do work out. I do eat healthy. Naturally, I was overweight. You work out, you eat healthy, you lose weight. You put in work every day, you start learning stuff every day, you make money. You read books about relationships, you do everything you can to be a good boyfriend. Your girlfriend's not gonna cheat on you or break up with you. It's that simple. Take accountability for everything in your life, even if you get screwed over. Take accountability that you didn't see the red flag sooner. Take accountability that you didn't do something to change this from happening. Take accountability that you didn't just cut this toxicity out of your life so it couldn't have even happened in the first place. This is one of the hardest things to do and completely shoot your ego down to zero. But if you can genuinely sit down with yourself, maybe even your friends or family, and just talk to them and just say, guys, I fucked up. It will go such a long way. And from a standpoint of becoming successful, if you keep finding a coping mechanism and a victim mindset for everything, you're never gonna change. Eventually, you gotta look yourself in the mirror and say, damn, I'm dirt broke. I need to start working. I need to start learning. I need to start finding ways to make money. Damn, I'm fat as fuck. I need to start going to the gym. I need to start eating healthier. I need to start doing this. I have no friends. I need to start working on my social skills. I need to start becoming more confident, more likable, give my life a purpose. It's that simple. And this is something a lot of people go on their whole lives and they never ever do this and never change this one thing that will quite literally change everything in your life. The first step to building a good habit is realistically taking the accountability to realize that, wow, something needs to change because I'm doing something wrong, I'm fucking up. Nobody does everything right and stays in the same place. That's not how it works. If this video helped you, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. And just remember, if you think nobody believes in you, I'm always watching, and I do.